Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T. Welcome in here. Joseph Schultz. Find him over at Tony'sPicks.com. Top unit producer the past 2 years over at Tony'sPicks.com. He's been putting up some great numbers past 14 months over nearly 5,400 units of profit, all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. We got an NBA rundown from Joseph. Bring him in right now. Joseph, how's it going?
Hey Tony, doing good. Just got a good win today on the best bet in the NBA with the Bucks,
Nice.
multi-unit play. So yeah, doing good.
Excellent work there. All right, here we go. NBA rundown here for Monday's action. 6-game card. We begin here with the Hornets and Pistons here. We see the Pistons 3.5-point favorites, total 216.
The Hornets are 16-48, which would give them the fourth best lottery odds behind Detroit, Washington, and San Antonio if the season ended today. Portland is 2.5 games ahead of Charlotte in the standings, which gives them a reasonable chance to finish with better lottery odds than the Hornets. The Hornets have been in full tank mode for weeks now, so it makes sense for them to continue to lose, especially against a team that is lower in the standings than them. Now, they did just hire a new executive VP of basketball operations, so there's a chance maybe there's a change in philosophy or strategy, but I don't see why they do that with just a few weeks left in the season. Charlotte's also in a bad spot here, though, even if they weren't trying to tank. They haven't had consecutive home games in 19 days, so they've been continuously traveling. They've had a couple home games sprinkled in, but that doesn't mean that you're not, traveling all the time until you have consecutive home games. They did just get their first win in their last 7 games, so maybe they come into this game a little fat and happy. Detroit plays hard. They're well coached. Monty Williams is working on, or at least to me, it seems like he's working on culture change as opposed to worrying about draft position. The Pistons will also be home for their third straight game, which is typically a reason to back a team. Detroit has the better coach with the best player in this game in a better spot. If you're going to bet this game, I lay the short number with the home team.
All right, Joseph Schultz, get his screenplays over at Tony'sPicks.com. Top unit producer over at Tony'sPicks.com the past 2 seasons. Hornets and Pistons. He likes the Pistons here at minus the 3.5. All right, let's continue here on our NBA rundown here, joined by Joseph Schultz. We'll get to the next game. Next up, we've got the Suns and Cavaliers here with the Suns road favorites 5.5, total 222.5.
Oh, I had it right in front of me. Okay. This line was steamed multiple times from Phoenix plus 1.5 to as high as Phoenix minus 5.5, where it is now. So if you like the Suns in this one, you're getting the worst of the number at this point. This will be the first game of a 4-game East Coast trip for Phoenix after losing to Boston in their last game. Booker has been upgraded to probable in the last few hours, but Eric Gordon, Nasir Little, and Josh Okogie will definitely be out for this game. This is a double revenge spot for Phoenix. Darius Garland is questionable with a left wrist / forearm injury. Donovan Mitchell is also questionable with the bone bruises still. So I understand the line movement in this one, but I'm not sure that it hasn't gone too far at this point. This is the Cavs' third straight game at home. Again, that's typically a spot where you'd like to back a team. And it could also be a look-ahead spot for Phoenix with Boston in their next game after just losing to them. If either one of Mitchell or Garland end up being ruled in this game, I'd love to be holding a Cavs plus 5.5 ticket because the number would surely go down. For the purposes of the show, I would lean towards the Cavs with the points, but I would need at least one of the. I would need to know at least one of those two players are in to put my hard-earned money on this game. And to be honest with everybody, I'm probably not going to bet this game.
All right, Joe Schultz get his sprint plays over at Tony'sPicks.com. Suns and Cavaliers. He likes the Cavaliers here at plus the 5.5. All right, let's continue here on our NBA rundown as we're set to go here with our next play here for you on the show. Next up will be Mavericks and Bulls here with Dallas favored 4.5 on the road, total 233.
It wasn't long ago that Dallas looked like a real contender to me, at least. From February 5th to the 22nd, they ripped off 7 straight wins. The trade deadline acquisitions were a big help, and Kyrie and Luka were playing great as a duo. The best I've seen them play, maybe not individually, but together, as long as they've been together. But since then, they've gone just 3 and 5 straight up, and they really need to get back on track. They aren't in danger of falling out of the top 10 in the West, but they are just 1 game behind Phoenix for 6, which would get them out of the play-in. They have been a profitable team this year, going 34 and 30 against the spread overall, and really good 19 and 11 against the spread on the road, and 22 and 15 against the spread as favorites. So they are in profitable spots. They did beat Chicago the last time they played November 1st. So it does set up as a revenge spot for the Bulls. Dallas could also get caught looking ahead. They got some pretty big games coming up with Western Conference teams. The Warriors, the Thunder, and the Nuggets, just to name a few in their next 3. Chicago has been winning games. They're 3-1 straight up in their last 4. And they will be a play-in team in the East unless there's a complete collapse. So they're not an easy win for Dallas, especially with the form that Dallas is in. This is a hard game to call. I can tell you again, I hate to say this, but I won't be betting this game, just to be honest with you guys. But I take the Bulls at home getting the points in a revenge spot if I had a free bet.
All right, so get his sprint plays over at Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link in the description for his handicapper page. It is Mavericks and Bulls, the Bulls here at plus the 4.5. All right, let's continue here on our NBA rundown. We'll get you a play here from just from the games on the Monday slate. Next up will be Warriors and the Spurs here. We see the Warriors 5.5 point favorites, total 228.5.
The Spurs have been playing really well. They kind of remind me of the Pistons in a way. I won't really get into that, but I like some of their pieces. Obviously, their all-time great coach. They've covered in 4 out of the last 5, and they've covered in 7 out of the last 10, even though they've only won 3 of those straight up. They're 3-2 straight up in their last 5, so now they're starting to even win games. With wins over the Thunder, the Pacers, and the Warriors in their last game by 13 as 12.5 point underdogs, and without Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama's off the injury report as far as I can tell right now, so I'm guessing that he's going to play in this game. So now the Warriors go on the road against a Spurs team that just beat them without their superstar. They're not going to have Curry because the reports say that he'll be reevaluated on Tuesday. So I don't see how he plays. And theoretically, this is a revenge spot for the Warriors because they just lost to them. But I don't trust them without Steph against a team that just beat them and is getting their best player back. If I'm betting this game, it's the Spurs or nothing for me.
There you go. Joseph Schultz, top premium producer over at Tony'sPicks.com for 2023 and 2024. Put up some great numbers. Warriors and Spurs. He likes the Spurs here at plus the 5.5. All right, we'll continue here on our rundown here. Joseph Schultz looking for his best bets. Click the link in the description directly to Joseph's page. Get signed up. You see the promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 20% off. All right, next up will be to close out this Monday card, Raptors and Nuggets. The Nuggets, well, not to close it out. This is a game 5 of the 6-game slate here. Nuggets 13.5. We see the total 226.
Okay, wow. Okay, so while researching for another NBA slate a couple days ago, I found out that the Raptors don't own their 2024 first round pick unless it falls within the first 6 picks. Now, they are currently 23-41, and there are 6 teams with worse records than them as of right now. So I don't think they're super motivated to win any more games. Or not anymore, but too many more this season. Denver is just a game out of the first in the West behind OKC, and they seem determined to beat the good teams and to embarrass and crush the bad teams that come in front of them, like Utah, who they just beat by 21. Um, in that game wasn't even as close as the final score either. The Nuggets were up by I think over 30 in the first half. The Nuggets, or I'm sorry, the Jazz made a run in the second half of that game, but they were never in. I found this interesting. Even with like 3 minutes left, the game was not in doubt. The only thing that was in doubt was how bad the score looked, and Mike Malone looked angry on the sideline and chose to put Joker back in. Um, I really think he's out to make a statement. They're clicking at the right time. They're 8-1 straight up in their last 9 games, and like I said, they're looking to make statements in these games. If you want to avoid them getting up big and pulling starters and allowing Toronto in the back door, you could go first quarter Nuggets spread, first half Nuggets spread. I think those are both safe. I think Denver wins this game by 20 plus. I think it's what I like to call a trifecta spot. Denver first quarter, first half game. Denver by 20.
There you go, Joseph Schultz. Get his premium place over at Tony'sPicks.com. Raptors and Nuggets, like the Nuggets here, at minus the 13.5. All right, let's continue on here on our rundown here from the NBA. We'll close out this card here with the Celtics and the Trailblazers. This has had some interesting live movement throughout the opening of this line here for the few hours here. Trailblazers, dogs here. Celtics, road favorites, 7.5, total 217.5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, I think I looked at the games on a betting app that I have to begin the night, and maybe they hadn't posted this game. So just to be honest with everyone, I didn't fully research this yet. So you gotta take this grain of salt. But I will say that the Celtics have not been impressive up until the last game when they handled business against the Phoenix Suns. I really like what Jaylen Brown is doing. He seems to be the engine that.
Well, let me stop you here because the news here. I've got injury reports here. We're showing on the injury report right now. Brown, Holiday, Tatum, White are questionable. No Porzingis here for Boston.
I saw Porzingis out. I saw a big injury report. Yeah, so yeah, we don't have much for this game. Obviously, if the Celtics play their guys, they're gonna win this game. They're probably gonna cover, but it looks like they're gonna be resting some guys. So you probably want to stay away from this game. Yeah, I don't have much. I will say, if you want, Tony, we could do a quick live tomorrow, and I could do this game for the listeners if they want.
All right, I guess that'll be the case. So just a hard pass on this one. Not enough information there.
Yeah.
Just all right. We'll see. We'll roll there with that one. All right. We'll get 6 here from Joseph for today's card here. So let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com as Joseph has been on absolute tear here. I want to get a little centered there on the screen there, Joe. So if you're a little to the left there. All right, here we go. 5,391 years of profit for 2023 and 2024, all documented. NBA, college hoops as well into conference tournaments. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Okay, so I know I didn't quite look at the Celtics game yet, and there was a couple games that I'm going to pass, and I pretty much told you guys that. But there's 3 games that I absolutely love on this NBA card. And I'm looking to keep this hot streak going. Got a little cold over the last week and a half, but we came back strong. Multi-unit play today on the Bucks today. That was pretty easy because I got everybody in at minus 3.5. I'm looking to keep that going with the play today for $15. I'm gonna have a strong NBA 3-pack, And as always, there's the 3 day, the week, the month, and the year for extra value for those that bet every day.
That's right, guys. Got to work Joseph's over at Tony'sPicks.com. 5,391 units of profit for 2023 and 2024. That's about a little more than 14 months. You can, when you click the link in the description to Joseph's page, you can see all the records, all the picks are documented, so they're totally verified there. Of course, you can save at 20% off when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access Joseph's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. Remember that 1 month pass gets you 30 days of action here from Joseph. That's a really good value right now. March Madness coming in as well as NBA. So no better time to go ahead and get signed up. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Joseph, always great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, Tony. Let's get the listeners the information on the Boston game tomorrow.
We'll do that. We'll get that live on tomorrow for sure.
We should have a better idea of who's going to play too, so that works out actually.
That would work out. That's absolutely right. We'll get some shoot-around information and get some news on that one. We'll see. We'll let the line settle in there as it just opened up. It was moving from 13.5 to 7.5 to 10.5. It's been kind of moving throughout the evening, but we'll let it settle and get some more information. So we'll get that out to you. All right. For Joseph, I'm Tony. We'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.